Deepak Chopra's Revelations to Unlock Your Mental Power. Have you ever felt you were destined for more, but your own thoughts held you back? Do you feel immense potential within you, but that little voice in your head keeps whispering doubts, fears, and excuses? And what if I told you that that voice isn't really you? Deepak Chopra, one of the most influential thinkers of our time, shows us that your true power has been hidden right in front of your eyes. It's not in your thoughts, nor in what happens to you, but in a much deeper and quieter place. Prepare to discover the secret that will allow you to stop being a prisoner of your mind and become the architect of your own reality. Because true transformation isn't about changing the world outside, but about awakening the power that already lives within you. We live in a world that trains us to identify completely with our minds. We believe we are our thoughts, our emotions, and our worries. You wake up in the morning, and almost instantly, the internal monologue begins. An avalanche of judgments, plans, memories, and anxieties. I have to do this. I'm worried about that. What if it goes wrong? I should have said something else. This mind, often called the monkey mind, jumps from one branch to another without rest, dragging us along with it. We feel trapped in a cycle of pure reaction. Something good happens, we feel good. Something bad happens, we feel bad. Our peace depends entirely on circumstances, on whether we are approved of or not, on the results we achieve. We live like a small boat adrift on a vast ocean, tossed about by every wave, at the mercy of every storm. This habit of believing we are our minds is the root of much of our suffering. We feel separate from the world, from others, and most importantly, from ourselves. We believe the lies our minds tell us, you're not enough, you can't do it, it's impossible. And by believing it, we make it our reality. But this, Chopra tells us, is not the truth of who we are. It's just a program we've been running on autopilot. The first step to freeing ourselves from this prison is not to fight with our thoughts, but to understand a key idea that changes everything. Here is the truth that can transform your life. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one who listens to that voice. Think about it for a second. If you can observe your thoughts, if you realize that you are thinking, then logically you cannot be those thoughts. There has to be a consciousness witnessing them. Deepak Chopra invites us to ask the most important question of all: who is observing? Imagine you are sitting by a riverbank. Thoughts are like leaves floating on the current. They pass before you, one after another. Some are pleasant, others painful. But you are not the leaves. You are the quiet observer on the bank. This is the key difference between the thinker and the thought. All our lives, we've been jumping into the river, identifying with every leaf, letting ourselves be swept away by the current. Chopra's revelation is that we can stay on the bank. We can observe the flow of the mind without being swept away. This observer, this silent witness, is the gateway to your true self. It doesn't judge, criticize, or cling. It simply notices. In the stillness between one thought and the next, that's where your true power resides. As Chopra says, in the midst of movement and chaos, calm remains within. When you begin to identify, not with the thoughts themselves, but with the consciousness that observes them, you cease to be a victim of your mind and become its master. And from this place of silent power, we can access the first great secret. So, if we are not our thoughts, what are we? Chopra's answer is as simple as it is profound. In our essential state, we are pure consciousness. But what is pure consciousness? According to his philosophy, it is neither a void nor nothingness. On the contrary, pure consciousness is pure potentiality. In his teaching, this is the field of all possibilities, of infinite creativity, of knowledge and happiness. It is the source from which, from his perspective, everything in the universe emerges. Every galaxy, every tree, every thought. Chopra explains that we are not separate from this energy field. We are that field experiencing itself. Let's consider an analogy. Imagine the ocean. On the surface are waves, some small, others enormous and turbulent. The waves are like our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. They are born, last a moment, and disappear, returning to the ocean. We have lived believing that we are a single wave, fragile and separate. The lesson here is that pure consciousness is the entire ocean. It is wholeness, unity, the source of all waves. When you connect with your consciousness, you realize that you are not the vulnerable wave, but the vast and powerful ocean. In this state, as Chopra says, you are immune to criticism, you fear no challenge, and you feel neither inferior nor superior to anyone, because you recognize that we are all expressions of the same ocean. Connecting with this field isn't complicated. In fact, it's our most natural state. Practices like meditation and silence are the tools to get there. It's not about forcing the mind to go blank. That's impossible. It's about sitting in silence, letting thoughts come and go without clinging to them, and repeatedly turning your attention back to the inner observer. By doing this, the mental noise begins to subside, and we feel the peace and power that have always been there. If this idea of being the ocean and not the wave is already resonating with you, be sure to subscribe, because what follows will show you how this inner power shapes the world you see. Once we grasp that our true nature is pure consciousness, the next secret Chopra reveals is that the world we experience is not an external, objective reality that simply happens to us. It is a mirror, a direct reflection of our inner state. This is the basis of conscious co-creation. From Chopra's perspective, consciousness not only perceives reality, but creates it. Everything you see out there, your relationships, your health, your financial situation, is a manifestation of your dominant beliefs and emotional states. Chopra explains this through the law of pure potentiality, the first of his 7 spiritual laws of success. When our well-being depends on external things, we are prisoners of the world. But when we live connected to our spirit, to pure consciousness, we become the creative force of our lives. Think of it this way. If you wear gray glasses, you'll see the world in gray. You wouldn't blame the world for being gray, you'd know it's because of the glasses. In the same way, our thoughts and beliefs are the filters through which we see the world. If your internal filter is filled with fear and scarcity, you'll project and experience a world of fear and scarcity. If you cultivate an inner state of love and abundance, you'll begin to see and attract that same thing in your reality. This is where reprogramming the mind comes in. It's not about forcing positive thinking. It's a profound shift at the level of consciousness. By changing your internal states through meditation, intention, and mindfulness, you are changing the program that creates your experience. I am affirmations, for example, are powerful because what follows I am is imprinted on the subconscious as a truth about your identity, and the universe conspires to reflect that truth. You stop being a thermometer that only measures the ambient temperature and become a thermostat that sets it. Understanding these ideas is the first step, but the real power lies in applying them every day. Here are 3 practical steps, inspired by the teachings of Deepak Chopra, to begin connecting with your mental power. Step 1, the sacred pause. In daily life, we often operate on autopilot. Someone says something and we react. Something happens and we react. The sacred pause is the simple act of creating space between the stimulus and your response. Before reacting to a stressful email or a hurtful comment, simply pause. Take 1 deep breath, just 1. In that brief moment, you reclaim your power. You cease to be an automaton and become a conscious being who chooses their response. Step 2, the practice of silence. Silence is not merely the absence of noise, but an active practice of inner listening. It is a space where we can observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing for greater mental and emotional clarity. Practicing silence regularly can reduce stress and increase self-awareness. Dedicate 5 to 15 minutes each day to sitting in silence. You don't have to do anything. Close your eyes and be aware of your breath. Your mind will wander, and that's okay. Each time you notice yourself getting lost in a thought, gently and without judgment, bring your attention back to your breath. This practice isn't about stopping thoughts, but about letting go of identifying with them. Over time, you strengthen your connection with the silent observer. Step 3. Conscious intention. Many of us set goals from a place of lack. I want more money because I don't have enough. Chopra teaches us to set intentions from a place of connection. After meditating in that calm state, plant the seeds of your intentions. Instead of thinking about what you want to receive, focus on what you want to give and experience. For example, instead of, I want a promotion, the intention could be, my intention is to use my talents to serve others and experience abundance and fulfillment. Feel the emotion of that intention as if it were already real, and then release it, trusting that the universe will take care of the details. These steps, though simple, are transformative. They are the practice of living from your true self. Ultimately, it all leads to a liberating truth. The power you've been searching for outside has always been within. Deepak Chopra's revelations are an invitation to a new way of living. You've discovered that you are not the voice in your head, but the silent consciousness that observes it. That your true essence is a field of pure potentiality, capable of creating anything, and that your reality is a mirror of your inner world that you can begin to polish today. Becoming free from the control of your mind isn't something that happens overnight, it's a practice. It's choosing, moment by moment, to return to silence, to observe without judgment, and to choose love over fear. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself. The power that creates galaxies resides in the stillness of your own being. Now the ball is in your court. Transformation begins with a single step. What small action will you take today to connect with your consciousness? Will it be taking 3 deep breaths before your next call, or sitting in silence for 5 minutes? Share it in the comments to inspire others on this path. And if this message has sparked something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. The adventure has only just begun.